super easy Christmas DIYs, and we're gonna do them right now. I'm Jamie, the crafty DIY guy. Welcome back to my channel. I'd like to thank Happy and Polly for sponsoring today's video. Now for this first DIY, I'm going to be using these ornaments that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I also grabbed this Jingle Bell garland and these faux cinnamon sticks. The faux cinnamon sticks did come from Hobby Lobby, and these greenery pieces that were also from Dollar Tree. Now we are going to take our cinnamon sticks, and again, these are not real cinnamon sticks. These are crafting cinnamon sticks, and we are going to open up this package because we are going to create some really cool decor that you can use on your plates for Christmas or for those upcoming holiday dinners. Now, I've got 12 of them in total because my table setting is for 2 people, and I'm going to create some little bundles with these. Now, what I'm doing is taking 6 cinnamon sticks and we are going to tie those together. For my ribbon options, I have this black and white with the snowflakes in the red, or this just black and red one. I went with the black and red one. Tell me if you think I should have gone with the other one. I'm going to just tie these off, and then we are going to add our greenery pieces. Now, my greenery pieces are a little long, and I did want something to kind of stick out on either side like this. So we're just going to trim these down. I'm going to take my lineman pliers, and we're just going to snip right through this wire. Now, if you don't have lineman pliers, these are something that like electricians apparently use a lot, and they have a really good cutter. They have a really good grip with them, and they're super easy to use. I have them linked in my Amazon store, but you can find them at Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that. So go ahead and cut down your greenery pieces to whatever size you need. And then we're going to kind of do a combo here. We're going to add a little bit of hot glue, put it on the back of those pieces, and kind of let them just kind of hold them in place. And then we are going to kind of tie off a knot in the middle here with our ribbon. Now, before we kind of finalize that ribbon with a big fancy bow, we are going to take our garland here, our bell garland, and we're just going to wrap a couple inches of this around the center here. And then we are going to add our snowflake ornament tied off. You've got the cutest bundle. I love this so much. I think it would be fantastic sitting on a dinner plate, and it's a great way to welcome in the festivities. My next project, I'm going to be making an ornament that's going to honor my pet, Mr. Otis. I'm going to take one of these terrariums, 2 of these Christmas trees from the Christmas villages that you can pick up at Dollar Tree, a wood block, and then I also found this package of dog and cats in the toy section. Of course, I only need 1 cat because I have Mr. Otis, and I'm going to go through this package of pets, and I'm going to find the one that I think represents Mr. Otis, or at least kind of looks like a Mr. Otis. He definitely will need a little bit of a paint job, but I think this guy is going to be perfect for it. So first thing I want to do is actually, believe it or not, I'm going to have to trim down the trees because I did want 2 trees in there. However, this one is a little tall. Now, I thought I could cut through it with regular scissors. That did not work. So I brought out my lineman pliers and just trimmed off that tip. But you will save that tip because I'm going to show you what we're going to do now. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and just trim down our tree a little bit more just to make it kind of, similar shape to the other one. This will still be the taller tree that's going to be inside of your terrarium versus the height of the smaller tree. But, we have to shape it up a little bit because we chop the top of it off, and we want to just go ahead and trim this down. I'm just using a regular pair of scissors here, and you can easily cut through these wires with just any kind of scissors, really. Now that tip that I told you about, you're just going to take that tip and you're going to glue it right back on top of that tree that you started to trim down, and you are going to have another little tree. Now, when you put them side by side, you can see that you've got the one that's taller. I think I told you guys the one I trimmed was going to be taller, but clearly that wasn't the case. Now, I took an automotive chamois and just cut a circle into it. And I'm going to add some hot glue right on top of that chamois. And I'm going to add a nice little puddle here of hot glue because I am going to kind of use this as a snow mat for the inside of that terrarium. Now I have this bag of snow mix that I've been using a couple different DIYs with, and I'm treating it just kind of like glitter. I'm literally putting it right on top of that glue glob, and then I'm just going to kind of pounce it down, tap it in until the actual snow starts to stick to the glittery parts. And then when that is all done, you're going to have something that looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and take some hot glue and I'm just going to put it in the bottom of my terrarium there. And we are going to set the snowy ground inside of the terrarium kind of like so. And then again, just kind of patting that down until it starts to stick. Once that is stuck, I'm going to then seal this bag up. This is a little trick that I do. I always take some hot glue, I put it right on the inside of the bag, I glue the ends of that together and fold it over. That way that snow does not get all over my work surface. Now for my tree that I trimmed down, I am going to add some more snow. This is just with a dry brush, a little bit of chalk paint on my brush, just going over the bristles like you see me doing right here. And then I did end up adding a little bit more snow on the other tree as well, just to make sure that everything was nice and snowy covered. We don't get a whole lot of snow where I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we do get ice. And that's certainly not fun. But I love snow. I would love to get more snow. Now, for my cat, I have to paint him very similar color to Mr. Otis. Now, I'm not an artist by any means. This is not going to be an actual, representation, or this is not going to be a duplicate of Mr. Otis. This is going to be an artistic version of Otis. And again, I'm just using some acrylic paint here. Now for that wood block, while the first layer of Mr. Otis is drying, I'm actually just painting that red because I am going to put a little bow on top of this. And this is going to be a little present inside of our ornament scene that we are doing with that terrarium. So painting the block just on all sides of it, getting red paint all over me. I'm using a red chalk paint from Waverly. I think it's called Crimson. And now I'm just, again, kind of working on Otis 2.0, adding in some white there because my kitty cat, as you guys know, if you followed me for a while, is orange and white. And I am just kind of layering on the paint, honestly, until I feel like I've got it pretty close to what my little buddy looks like. And again, he has some white spots. He has the white spots around his face, around his ears, around his tail. And again, I'm not an artist. I'm not a Picasso here, but I am giving a tribute, if you will, to Mr. Otis. And that is going to be a pretty good representation. Now that little package has already dried, so I'm just taking a piece of my ribbon that I have here, and I'm just going to tie a very simple bow, and then I'm going to glue this right on top of the red block and turn it into a little present. Don't tell Otis that it's just a wood block because I think he's going to think that it's a real present there. And again, just letting that glue set up and then just gluing that bow right on top. Then we're going to start assembling our ornament. And I am just taking some hot glue. I'm adding some hot glue onto one of my trees. I did grab the taller tree first. I went ahead and just worked that inside of my terrarium. And I wanted it to be a little farther back than it ended up, but I'm going to make it work. So now for the second tree, this is actually the tree that I did end up trimming down. So it's a little shorter than the other one was. Again, adding the glue in there. And then I'm just going to kind of strategically squish that in next to the other one and just kind of shift a few things around, if you will. And then once everything has been shifted around and the tree placement is set, I'm then going to go ahead and place my present. And when I place the present down inside of that, I'm going to nestle it on one side of the tree. Because this is a terrarium that we're turning into an ornament, you're going to see things in it from multiple sides, depending on how it's hanging. We're going to place everything all set. Otis is ready to go. And how cute is this? All you have to do is take a piece of ribbon, tie a little bow at the top, and then use that same piece of ribbon to also hang it from your Christmas tree. And you've got the cutest little tribute ornament to your favorite furry friend, my loved one, my Mr. Otis that I love so much. He is literally sitting on my lap while I'm doing this voiceover right now. And I'm really, really, really happy with this ornament. All right, you guys, I wanted to take a second here to talk about our sponsor today, Happy and Polly. If you're not familiar with happyandpolly.com, you need to check them out because look at this. This is a cat scratcher. This is for Mr. Otis. Happy and Polly sent me this for Mr. Otis, and I was dead. When I opened this up, I was so excited about it. I thought it looked so cute. It was super easy to put together, by the way. And what is so cool about happyandpolly.com is that they are nothing but felines. I would say that they're probably like 95% cats. If you're a cat lover, go to happyandpolly.com right now and check them out because they have the cutest scratching pads. They have cat climbers. They have the cat condos. They have toys. They have food bowls. They have beds. They have all kinds of things for your kitty cat. And you know me, I love Mr. Otis. And of course, anything I can do to spoil him or anything that anybody else wants to do to spoil him, I'm going to be in full support of. And I was blown away. The cat condo that I got him looks like a piece of expensive furniture. It's beautiful. I don't know how else to say it. And this, oh my God, I can get him his own Christmas tree every single year. And these are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to literally the selections that you're going to find at happyandpolly.com. So definitely check them out. There's a link in my description box below. Maybe you'll even save a little bit of money because they've always got all kinds of really cool promos going on. And hello, Mr. Otis loves it. All right, guys, let's get back into our DIY videos. Now, keeping with our animal theme here, kind of non-traditional pets, we've got some reindeer ornaments that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I also have this great sheet of scrapbook paper. It's double-sided, but I loved this plaid. I also had this Dollar Tree magnet, and I thought it would be really, really cute to create something that was a cool ornament for the refrigerator because why not decorate every single room of the house, including the kitchen? And, you know, you're going to have your coffee bars, you're going to have things set up, but you've got to have something on the refrigerator. I'm going to take my scrapbook paper here and we're literally just going to wrap our magnet. Now we're going to wrap it on all of the sides except for where the magnet part is because obviously we want that part to be able to stick onto the refrigerator. So trim down your scrapbook paper, make it work to where it's kind of wrapped around the actual magnet itself without covering that magnetic portion that's on the back. Hopefully visually you see what I'm doing here, and I don't know if it's making so much sense when I'm talking about it, but that's what we're going to do. Now for this ornament, we're going to kind of take it apart. It's got some different little pieces on it that I personally don't want to keep on mine. We're also going to remove the hanger part of the top of the kind of reindeer's head there. And now we're going to start painting it. I am using my ink Waverly chalk paint, and anything that's got glitter on it, I love to paint it, especially with something that I'm wanting it to have kind of like a metallic look to it. This paint always adheres really well to anything with glitter, and it's gonna almost give it a very cool metallic look because it looks very textured. Now I am gonna go ahead and dry that, take out your heat gun. Heat gun's the best thing in the world. Now I'm really going to amp up that metallic look because we're gonna add some rub and buff to it. I bought this cute little kind of rub and buff starter set on Amazon, and I was able to get 4 different colors. I'm just going to use the gold, and then we're going to go in a little bit with some of the black, and we are going to create this very kind of cool metallic, kind of vintagey looking reindeer head. You could do this with the larger reindeer head ornaments that they have at Dollar Tree as well. Once you've got that painted, simply just glue it down and you've got the cutest ornament for your refrigerator. How simple is this? I love the way this looks, and I think that this could be even something very cool for the man cave. Now for this next DIY, we're going to take this laundry sign that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I have these unfinished wood trees that I picked up from Joann's, etc. that we're going to use, and then also some scrapbook paper that I've had on hand. We are going to take those knobs off of this laundry sign. They're great. There's little screws there. Just grab a little screwdriver and remove those. For our laundry sign, I'm just going to paint the edges all around our sign. I'm using Waverly Antique, or this is Waverly's ink. Chalk paint. And then for the green trees, I'm using an Arteza paint. I believe it's called a Forest Green. And this is just one of their acrylic paints. And we are going to paint our trees because we've got to have some green trees, especially pine trees. I think that's what these are anyway. And we're going to get these all painted and ready to go. Now that laundry sign, we are going to cover that with our scrapbook paper. So I am using the Elmer's purple glue stick. I did get this at Dollar Tree, by the way. It's in the school supplies section. I love working with the Elmer's glue. I love especially this purple stick because it's very easy to tell where you are getting glue. And then our scrapbook paper was not quite long enough, so we are just going to cut a little piece here and just kind of match up the patterns. And now we're going to poke holes back through that paper because we are going to add our knobs back on there, because remember, we are creating a very cool stocking hanger, and we have to have a place to put the stockings. Now the knobs, I did paint those black, and now I'm taking the trees and I'm kind of trimming away some of the excess. Now I'm doing that for 2 different reasons. One, I messed up, and the other thing is that it actually kind of turned out and worked out the way it should have been, because I needed something to help kind of keep this away from the wall. Now, this is going to make sense when you see where I end up gluing this, because I am adding some hot glue, and you see me gluing kind of parts of the trunk there, and we are going to stick this onto the back of our sign, kind of like so, because I didn't really like how tall the trees were, and if you think about the way that those trees are being applied to the back there, you're going to have a piece that kind of sticks out a little bit. You can see kind of right here. So now those little pieces where I trimmed those, we can put those and glue those down onto the back of our sign. And then that's going to help the sign when it needs to kind of lay flat up against the wall. Because in this case, we're pretending that maybe you don't have a place to hang stockings. Now, I have the white glue stick from Shore Bonder in my little mini glue gun here, and we are just adding some snow caps to the trees. And then for the back of this, we added a very simple picture hanger, and you've got the cutest little stocking holder. I love the way that this turned out. This was definitely inspired, by the way, by Shannon over at the Daily DIYer, so definitely check out her channel if you have not seen her. Of course, I'm sure you know who she is. Now this next DIY is pretty easy. This again is going to incorporate scrapbook paper, my favorite thing ever. This picture frame that you can pick up at Dollar Tree is really, really cool. What's great about this too is that it does have screws on it as well. So you can easily remove this. If you can pick up that small, tiny little screwdriver set from Dollar Tree, it will become your best friend, by the way. So if you don't have that on hand, definitely look for that when you go into the store next time. It is a game changer, especially with all of these small items that have these tiny little screws. Now, once you removed that frame, go ahead and definitely put it aside where you can get to it later on, because we are going to be bringing it back. And then we're bringing out the trusty glue stick again, the Elmer's purple glue stick, and we are just going to cover this with our glue stick because we are going to very easily cover this entire thing with a piece of scrapbook paper. And all you have to do is trace the scrapbook paper. Trace it out, cut it out, glue it down, and you are good to go. And what's great about this is that scrapbook paper that I chose, it already goes with the black frame that was there and also the black base that's there. So this is going to be the perfect color combo. Now, if you wanted to paint this, you certainly could, because these MDF pieces, obviously they paint up really easy. The frame is metal, so you could definitely paint that. Totally up to you. All right, you guys, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you for being here. Truly, it means the world to me. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, hopefully you'll become a subscriber and hang out with us. Be sure and check out our sponsor today, Happy and Polly. I cannot be happier with the items that they've sent me for Mr. Otis. He is in love with them, and I look forward to bringing you guys more DIYs very, very soon. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.